Hey guys, it is August and we are here with our social work video for the month. I am in my beauty room and I'm actually in the process of cleaning my makeup brushes, so I figured this might be a few minutes we can chit chat and see how things are going on. How, checking in. That's what we do. So, how are you guys doing through this whole COVID and pandemic? I see what's going on through the states and it's just like, wow. So as you guys know, I am tri-state, Connecticut to be exact, and we've been steady. I guess because, we took everything so seriously in the beginning, especially, New York, Connecticut, and New Jersey. We have staff that come pretty much from everywhere. I have doctors in my hospital that live in Jersey, doctors from New York. So the tri-states, people travel back and forth. So with that being said, of course, when New York numbers were up there, everyone was taking the best precautions that they can. And so we've been steady, we've been good. In the hospital, I think we're finally down to like less than 10. And even though everything is not back to normal, the one thing is that you do have to wear a mask every day, which drives me crazy. If I hear anyone complaining about wearing a mask for a few minutes, for an hour or two, I'm going to have an attitude with you, because hospital staff have to wear a mask literally when you get out of your car and clock into work till you clock out. So I don't want to hear anything about anyone complaining about wearing some mask. Okay. And with that being said, so again, am I happy to wear a mask? Do I like wearing a mask? No. And I still do my makeup every day. Makeup right now, this is from like 6 o'clock in the morning. I have this light on, I don't know why. There we go. So this is from like 6 a.m. this makeup was done. So if it looks a little harsh right now, but again, this is, taking the mask off, putting the mask on. So sometimes, stuff move around a little bit. And thank God we got really good makeup, because I have to say, for pretty much of my day, my makeup does not move. It's pretty stable, besides like over here sometime, because your mask is going on, off, on, off, on, off. So and sometimes my lipsticks get a little here, but this is why I love liquid lipstick, because it doesn't move. I have put this on since 6:30 this morning. So anyway, but as far as social work, again, the consults, the problems, the aftermath, let's just say it is busy, it is heavy. Again, I know, I keep up with a little bit of politics, so I know they changed the unemployment benefits. I believe it's from $600 to basically $300, because states don't have the extra $100 to put in. Let's just be real. So with that being said, and you have homelessness is on the rise. People are heavily depending on food banks. People are coming to the hospitals. I mean, we do have like I think it's like a farmer's market type of thing. So again, the consults are very heavy. We're getting a lot of substance abuse, mental health. Oh my God, you guys, mental health. Ugh. Like, I can do, maybe in September, I'll do a video just talking about mental health, suicide. I mean, the suicide rate is high. People are just hurting. People are depressed. We all know life has changed. I mean, the things that we used to do, the things that we used to be able to do, we just can't do anymore, and that people's businesses are hurting. So the hospitals are, when I say they're full, they are flooded. They are flooded with mental health concerns. Everyone is here for some type of anxiety, some type of depression, trying to think how they're going to feed their families, trying to think how they're going to pay their rent, how they're going to get food on the table, and again, feeding their families, getting food on the table, relying on pantries, because, their food stamps is just not enough, right? So mental health is definitely, it's just sad to see what's just happening with the suicide rate, and people just get to the point where they just want to give up, and I thank God for my fate, because again, I have never, you have to know the resources in your state. And I can just tell you, Connecticut does not offer anything for homelessness. If you are homeless, do not come to the state of Connecticut. There is really nothing out there. Whereas New York and New Jersey and Massachusetts might have other things in place. Of course, everybody have a resource number. Connecticut is 211. I believe New York is 311. And there's just no plan. There is no housing for homelessness. The shelters are not taking anyone. Shelters are full. And then the ones that they have in there, they're trying to keep them because of the pandemic. So they don't want them in and out. They're not trying to take, new patients because, again, this thing can spread so fast that, the clients are at risk, the staff are at risk. So with that being said, homeless, it's literally patients come in, they're homeless, and they are going back to the streets, pretty much where they came from. And it's just sad. Whereas before, they would be able to, do a phone screening, and they do the phone screening, they would be placed on the shelter list. And then we had a shelter here called the Rescue Mission that would just take, especially the men, along. They can come anytime daily, as long as they're there before 5 or 6 o'clock if they want dinner. But that's not even happening. So now, the patients are doing these 2-in-1 phone screenings, and they're being told, we can't offer you anything. And during COVID, they did put a lot of people in hotels, but then they had to get them out of hotels. You can't, there's no budget to pay for that. So people are just really, really hurting. I mean, again, I'm in a hospital, so it is, it's in and out. We don't really follow unless somebody's here for a period of time. So it's just a very hard time right now. This is time, if you trust in the Lord, God, and really, this is testing times. This is time that you really have to have faith because, like I said, people are just hurting. So definitely an increase in consults. I don't know where you guys are at, but the consults were busy. Med surge floors were busy. The clinics are busy. People they need help. They need everything. They need somebody to pay their utility bills. They need somebody to feed them. They need a place to live. They are having thoughts of harming themselves. Family members who have family members can't take care of other family members. Family members who need to go into the nursing home, but then now they don't want to go into the nursing home because they're scared, and their loved ones are scared to send them in a nursing home. So it's just the issues they're overwhelming, and they're a lot. I mean, they're overwhelming for us social workers in the hospital because there's only so much we can do within the hospital walls. And when you have resources, especially you think about the elderly clients that they don't know about Zoom and how to work some of this tech stuff. So now they have to have like a Zoom meeting. They want to see people in person, and life is it's different. This is the new way of life for a little bit. It is different. I mean, I'm trying to adjust to how things are different for me. And this is why I talk about self-care. My self-care, my happy place, right? My room. I done changed the room up a little bit and got 2 new closets for my dresses. I cut back on my shopping, but I increased shopping just a little bit because there are a lot of sales, and it's helping me cope a little bit, but then I had to get back to cut back on the shopping. So, but self-care is so important. Talking to family, talking to friends. I mean, again, the patients, we try to support them as much as we can in the hospitals. Like I said, it's quick. The turnaround is very fast. It's in and out. But we're starting to have patients who are what we consider, frequent flyers, the ones who keep coming. So they used to come once a month. Now they are coming weekly. I mean, and it's exhausting because every time they come in, and so if they were here, let's say Monday last week for homeless, they get a consult. They come back Friday, they get a consult. Every time they are physically in the hospital, whether it's in the ED or if they get admitted to inpatient, they will get a consult. So if you saw them last week, you're going to see them this week, and it is draining because they're known to you, you know them, they know you, they probably seen every single social worker in the house, and there's nothing that we can do about it. There's nothing. Doesn't matter who they see, the outcome does not change, right? So that we're having that a lot. We're having patients again that used to come in once a month, every 2 to 3 months. Now they're here weekly, and it's draining. It's just draining. You're frustrated, you're annoyed because why are you here? They don't do any of the follow-ups. They're non-compliant with pretty much, I say non-compliant with life, because they don't do anything that you tell them to do, but yet they're here, and every time they come in, you need to see them. So, and the mental health, again, back to the mental health. So I feel like everyone that was stable, that was on a medication regimen, that was doing, whether it was therapy, counseling, one-to-one, whatever it is that they were doing, I feel like with this kind of shift or throw them off their routine, because they're not used to this. They're doing meetings via Zoom. They're doing, people are not getting out the house anymore, so they're more frustrated. They're more angry. They're drinking more. The drugs, substance abuse is on the rise because people are home. People are frustrated. People are annoyed and agitated by their children because the kids are not in school. They're not. So there's so much going on. So if you are a social worker, I know you are busy in these times because we are heavily, heavily dependent on everyone is just looking to you to fix it, to answer it even more now than they did before, especially with our frequent flyers who keep coming back, and it's like, okay, fix it. You're like, well, we can't fix it because there's no resource. Again, the state you live in, depending on what resources they offer, there's no resource, so we're not fixing the problem. We're gonna patch you up, we're gonna send you out, and then you're gonna come back. So, but that's pretty much, social work is just, the hospital life is definitely busy. The mask is annoying, but we have to wear masks. I feel like our office has become, because it is a shared office, so we have like the sleeve guards. It's just so different. I miss, being able to sit down as a group and have lunch together. And now we're either having lunch at our desks, or some of us will sit and, together across like in a conference room because it's bigger to spread apart. Work can become sad, but we try to still remain positive and, try to do the best we can. So that's something that I had to work on, because as much as I say I don't like people, but I am a people's person. I like, having lunch together. I like doing stuff like that together as a team, and we haven't been able to do that, so even me working the hospital, like I went downstairs in the cafeteria, the tables were just spread apart. You can have lunch with your coworker, but you guys are like 6 feet apart. It's only one chair. So you're literally like, hey girl, yeah, hey, how you doing? And it's just not the same, So sometimes I walk in a hospital, it just feels so depressing. It's like the moment I get out of my car, in order for me to enter the building, I have to put my mask on. And like I said, they give us, they're still trying to play people, giving us this one mask a week. I don't do that. I purchase my own mask, so I do one mask a day. But I do know some places are one mask a week because supplies, people gotta be mindful and they gotta watch that. And we're doing consults in person as well as over the phone, and some people are video. So but like I said, pretty much the whole hospital is considered clean now. I have a respiratory unit, so one of my units, it's still COVID. So if anyone has it, that's usually the floor they end up on. And if anyone, what they're doing right now is everyone comes to the ED, they're being tested, and then they will be sent to the proper floor. So just wanted to do a quick check-in for the month of August. Nothing much going on besides that the consults are overwhelming, and there are lots, and people are just out here hurting. So please take care of yourself. Check on your friends, check on your loved ones. Self-care is so important right now. I know we can't go out much, which is depressing, but there are other things that you can do. I know a lot of people have been gardening. I don't garden. I don't like bugs. No, that's not for me. So, but a lot of people are reading more. People are gardening more, planting stuff. I see this all over YouTube and Instagram. So whatever you like to do, this is the time to do it. I like to actually color. So I have coloring app that helps me. So whatever you like to do, talk on the phone, hang out with your family and friends, please do it. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in our next chat in September.